Alright, this is it, the first Effortposting Weekly week of 2017, and you're back again with Neetzsche and Infinite Zero.
Yep.
And we are ready to start bringing you content again after a bit of a Christmas New Year break. Just had a lot going on. We couldn't dedicate as much time as we wanted, unfortunately, but now, well, we are back, and we are definitely going to be bringing you more shows at more regular intervals, and we promise we will also bring you odd-numbered episodes this year. Although we did do episode 5, and that actually made it out to the internet. So,
yes. So far, out of the 3 episodes, one of them has been managed to hold, and it was the 5th episode.
Yeah. Well, small steps.
Well, all of the other episodes were recorded. There was just always problems with them. Like, the first one disappeared, and the third one, can't actually remember what was wrong with that.
We didn't finish it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Whoops. But anyway, so it's the end of what was known and what will be widely reviled. I hope reviled means what I wanted it to mean. Excellent.
2016 was definitely reviled by the left.
Yeah. Well, we reviled it too because it was the current year. Well,
yeah,
sorry.
It was. I know there were a lot of leftists pushing for shit happening, and a lot of bad things happened, but there were a lot of good happenings.
Oh, it ended well. It ended spectacularly for us, I think. Yeah. And so many white pills after all the shit of 2015, 2014. I think it's finally our chance to come back and actually start making some good changes in the world. And we have
Make America great again.
Yep, 9 days to go to the inauguration. And
yeah.
I'm just ready to see how that pans out. You know, if they're going to try to pull any stupid shit.
I'm just ready for all the protests.
Yeah,
I know there's definitely protests. There's posters, especially around, weirdly, especially around universities. I mean, you'd think that people that would be educated, to be fair, the university systems in pretty much every single country are just indoctrination centers.
You mean to say you think they should know better?
It's just
nigger.
Yeah, there's going to be a few protests in Australia, which is... I don't even need to tell you how redundant that is. It's not going to make any difference at all.
Yeah, well, I don't even understand why. Protests in America, they don't do anything. Why would they be protests in Melbourne? Aren't going to do anything.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll invite you over for a cry-in.
Oh yeah.
See if
do you
that
have any
changes
Play-Doh?
anything.
I need some Play-Doh.
Yeah, to eat.
Yeah. No, crayons to eat, please.
Ugh.
I only want high-grade Crayola crayons. Low carb.
Yeah. Well, it looks like 2017 has kicked off, well, massively already. In terms, King Nigger himself gave his farewell speech last night. And, well, he said everything we expected him to say. I don't have any audio of it. Did you follow that at all?
So what was this about?
This was the farewell. A bongo.
Oh yeah,
bongo.
I didn't really watch that. I don't know, it's just sad.
Hearing his voice makes my skin crawl, so I watched rolling commentary.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know, it's been 8 years of, hope, change, and fried chicken.
Yeah, I think... I know that Trump's, he's got his 100-day plan and everything, but I really hope number 1 on his list is going to be, get that nigger stank out of the carpet. Clean up all the chicken bones.
God damn it, they poured Kool-Aid in the carpet. I'm gonna clean this.
Actually, I'm surprised Abongo left the White House at all, because I'm fairly sure it's snowing over there now.
Oh yeah, if he goes outside, he'll just die.
That's no loss. But it's finally good to be able to to have the end of his anarcho-tyranny in sight. And, well, with any luck, we'll be able to undo most of it with Trump. Although he has been trying to, as one site put it, he's been trying to tie Trump's hands a fair bit, passing all of his executive orders and apparently pardoning a bunch of criminals as well. Like, probably the most that has ever been pardoned in one batch, if I remember correctly. This happened not long after.
Well, I mean, you got to close Guantanamo Bay. I mean, there's the people in there that are not treated nicely. The criminals in there are not treated. I don't understand. Like, why do you need to treat criminals well? They're criminals.
Exactly.
Like, small crimes, like, I don't know, petty theft and things like that, are like sort of understandable. But you could just do that with, like, I don't know, either a fine or ain't nothing like a good old public flogging. But
Day of the rope when?
It also, one other thing about kind of in tangent to the Day of the Rope is, why do you need it? What's the point of keeping people in life imprisonment? All you're doing is, like, they're stuck in prison. They're not going to do anything else. So why don't you just death penalty?
I don't know, because it's like, we'll keep them in jail or whatever. Then you end up giving them the death penalty, and then they stay on death row for 10 years or something like that. And then it's just coming at even more of a cost. I mean, you could put them in, I don't know, labor camps or something and actually get them to contribute to the country.
If they're going to be in life imprisonment, then you, like, I mean, if they're going to be in jail, then you put them in labor camps or whatever. Like, yeah. I don't know. You could even, like, if the more work they do, the more stuff they get.
For an extended period of time, I think they actually need to contribute.
You could theoretically pay them, but being in jail is them being paid because they're getting food and shelter and stuff for free.
It's an all expenses paid life.
Yeah. How about you get the homeless people and then put them in jail, and then you get the people in jail and put them in labor camps?
Well,
so the homeless people are in an area, or you could just leave them on the streets. But I mean, I would prefer to help people that are unfortunate than help people that broke the law.
Yeah. I mean, you do see homeless people actually committing crime just so they can get sent to jail because it's better than what they're living in. But
yeah, you can either sleep on the streets and hope for donations or donations.
And just seek rent on the side of the road.
Yeah, sleep on the streets and get coins from passerbys or going to soup kitchens or whatever. Or you could commit a major felony, go to jail. I mean, I don't think Australia has a death penalty, and I think we've had it for ages.
I don't think since the 70s.
Yeah, but there's no chance of you being killed. There's no death penalty. The worst thing that I don't even think we have solitary confinement or anything like that because it's cruel and unusual.
No, we have Supermax, but it's a joke.
Yeah, Supermax. It doesn't. I don't care how hard it is to break out of the jail. They're still going somewhere where taxes go to pay for. Yeah,
funnily enough, the amount of money that would go towards the Supermax to keep them inside, and all these extra provisions that they have to make is just going to actually cost more. So the more heinous the crime, the more expensive they're going to be to keep in jail.
Yeah. I've heard stories of criminals where they'll purposefully injure themselves in jail because they know that they're not going to have to pay for any of the medical bills, and the medical team at the jail, they have to fix it. So they'll just stab themselves in the stomach with a broken spoon, and then just go up. Oh, I know I was injured. You need to go fix me, or you're ignoring the person's cry for help, and that's bad.
You see this. This is the kind of radical change that socialism has brought to the prison system. Just imagine, it's free healthcare for people in jail. Honestly, we would be up shoot creek without socialism.
Yeah.
Okay, no. I can't even ironically talk about socialism in a good way.
Yeah, in the perfect world, if you commit your punishment should be worse than the crime. because otherwise you could commit the crime, and even if you get punished slightly, it's still worse than you go out and you commit a crime, and then if you kill someone, like, and then you go sent to jail, and then that's fine. You're just in jail now.
From my understanding of our criminal justice system, it's that they really like to focus on deterring people from actually committing crimes. I don't think that works. I think it's actually a really stupid way to go about it. Like,
yeah,
you
and
know,
if you get sent to if you commit a small crime or whatever, but even then, if you're committing petty theft, then you're still committing crime, and you should still be punished fairly badly. But something like, embarrassment in front of if you go into public square or whatever, and this person, they were found doing something, I don't know, they stole stuff, and everyone in the town now knows that this person is a thief and they won't be trusted.
take them out onto the street and cuck them in front of everyone.
Yeah. Public cucking.
Oh wow.
Well, maybe not things like that, but just instead of getting a criminal and putting them in jail, you just either labor camps if they can, or just death penalty.
Yeah, and with how long it takes to process them onto actually getting into the chair or getting the injection, the 6-7 years where they're all reforming and painting beautiful paintings and becoming ultra religious or converting to Islam or something, make them work. I absolutely I hate when this comes up on the news. It's like such and such broke into a house, raped everyone inside, shot it up, and he's now reformed. He sees the error in his ways, and now he paints flowers in jail.
Their ways. They still made an error, and they should be just send that. We got stuff that needs to be mined. Give them a shovel, and they can go back and they can go in Western Australia and dig coal.
Yeah, or they could actually just fix the roads, because the roads here are hopeless.
No, we don't need roads. This is Ancapistan. Haven't you seen Mad Max?
We don't need roads where we're going.
Oh. ANCAP it's a good idea until you grow up and you realize it's just not going to work.
Oh, it's so stupid.
It's better than liberalism and socialism and things like that. But I'd prefer to live in a small community where people the idea of helping each other is, oh no, that's statist, or having a leader of a group is statist.
Yeah, you fucking bootlicker.
Oh, yeah.
Looking up to people. It's 2017.
No, you're not the bootlicker, you want to become the boot wearer.
But boots are a spook.
No sterner posting.
Sorry. I've already started. Actually, what's it? The Ego and Its Own. I want to read that, but...
That's the child consent. Children are a spook.
Consent is the spook. Or lack thereof. But, I only want to read it for the meme value. Because I don't think, 99% of ANCAPs have actually read any of the literature behind it. Just
if you're lucky, they've read Ayn Rand. If you're lucky, they might have read Ayn Rand or something.
I doubt it. I doubt it. A lot of them are just like, oh yeah, look, I get to do whatever the hell I want.
I went on a libertarian forum, and that's good enough, right?
It's like the extent of their understanding. Taxation is theft. XD.
I think the main reason people go to libertarianism, it's that they think, instead of thinking that the current government is bad, they think all government is bad because the current government is bad, and that's the only one they know of. It's taxation. If they're taking money and using it really badly, then you can think that's theft. But if instead of getting taxed, instead of taking a chunk of your paycheck and giving it to blacks, they take a chunk of your paycheck and use it to, put books in libraries and fix roads and things like that. if taxes go to public works and things like that that either everyone uses or a large chunk of the populace uses, then that makes more sense. Like I would prefer taxes to go to free college education is dumb because not everyone needs free college education, but like free secondary education, something or even like just primary education.
Free college education is a waste of time, just because at the moment, with the amount of people that are just way too overeducated, but couldn't work a day in their life, or the whole gender studies meme.
And not only you're getting people that are doing degrees, they can get the degree, they're smart enough to get the degree. They get the degree and they can't get a job because Pajit came over and they was given the government job because you need more foreign workers.
Yeah, about 451 visa guys.
If you're like foreign listeners or you can think, Australia's really good with immigration. Stop the boats. Yeah, the thing is, we do actually stop the boats when the Liberals are in power, which is they're not right wing, but they're less left wing than Labor.
They're central. They're centre, I should say.
Currently, Malcolm Turnbull, who's the current PM and head of Liberal, he's basically Labor, but. Well, no, they don't accept. The thing I was going to say is Liberals. They don't really accept boats. Like, if a boat comes on the shore, they won't accept it. They won't accept them. They'll send them to Nauru and then just pay egregious amounts of tax to give them food and keep them warm or whatever, rather than just sinking the ship and sending them back.
My God, we pay so much to keep them in Nauru.
Yeah, it's like the thing is the amount that is paid daily is like a 5-star hotel. Like the amount that is paid per person, because it's there's so many government facilities that are run, like people have jobs that are specifically made to organize this, so they want to get as much money out of the system, and then so money has to go to lots of different divisions. But what I was going to say is we don't take people in by boats, but we just take everyone in by plane. So if you want to become a citizen of Australia, just...
You there, mate?
I'm here. Can you not hear me?
You just did the weirdest thing. It kind of went robotic, like it dropped out, then it went robotic, and it went like...
Being shut down.
That was really spooky.
It's probably something on Skype.
No. It was the Skypes.
Do you know what I was up to when I turned into...
You were talking about the cost of Nauru being like a 5-star hotel.
But yeah, it's like really high, but we, instead of taking in people by boat, we just take them in by plane.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you just accept every single... we need more skilled migrants. We've got there are people that are getting they're not even just getting a degree. They'll get a master's or whatever, and they still can't get a job because there aren't any jobs.
Yeah, it's like we'll import them all, or rather let them come in on the plane with little to no qualification, or eventually we process them through Nauru or what's the other one, Manus Island. Process them through there, and we pay for their housing, we pay for their healthcare, we give them fat welfare checks at the taxpayer's expense, and then they take the jobs that someone might need to go to university for 3-4 years to get the necessary qualification to get.
Well, don't worry, they got a degree at I don't know, some random university of Sri Lanka or whatever. That's just as good as one from the country that you're living in.
They forged just like they forged their immigration documents. But the thing is...
Yeah, it's just written on the back side of a napkin. I have the degree.
Like the hard stance on boat people is all good and well, up until they actually get here, and then suddenly they all realize as soon as one of them makes it through, it's like, yeah, you know what? They're gonna bend over backwards to support you once you get here. It's just to try to scare you away, but it's all bullshit.
If they're coming over to support us, why do they need welfare? Also, even if they are coming over and they're paying taxes into the welfare.
Sorry, what I what I was trying to say was, once they get past that red tape of getting processed at Nauru or whatever, Australia will bend over backwards to support them.
Oh yeah, of course.
In spite of that hardline image that they give the world of their stance on immigration and everything like that, it's completely bullshit. Because, they'll jump at the chance to give another person welfare. Because we're so obsessed with this political correctness here, and I think we're probably one of the most cucked countries in the world in that regard, and in others, but especially that one.
Yeah, I mean, America has, America has Trump, and Europe has got a lot. Europe has got a lot of right wing uprising things, but Australia is not like there are minor parties like One Nation and ALA and things like that, and I think that's mostly it. There are a few other ones, but One Nation's the main one.
The sad thing is they're tiny.
They're getting it support, but it's not like Front National and Geert Wilders' party. I can't remember it. It's something in Dutch, but they're leading polls, and they're fairly likely to win elections. Whereas One Nation, it was a shock to most people that they got a single senator. Yeah, I think it's PVV in Dutch, but I don't know.
Yeah. Party voor de Vrijheid. Or Vrijheid. Huh. What a weird language. But,
from what I understand of Dutch, it's just basically bastardized German.
Yeah, it's like German, but...
Right, so I think what we're talking about is just Australia and how, contrary to popular belief online, it isn't a bastion, the last bastion of whiteness. I think demographically it is mostly white, but it's, I know America's only the most 60%, but even then most of that's Hispanic. But I know a lot of Australian is just it's got a decent amount percentage white, but then it's just all Asian.
Fucking chinks, mate. Yeah.
Every time you go to Sydney, they've got advertisements in Chinese, and they've got shops where the people the people at the shops, they barely speak English, and it's you can't they speak English, but it's such a thick accent you can't even understand.
Yeah, and at my job, how many Asians I get, and they just come up to me with bags of money, and they make sign language at me because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I just think, if you're actually going to come over here, and if you're going to be part of this system, then you need to get your shit together and understand what's going on and how things work.
Citizenship test, or even coming to Australia test to know English.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't even care if it's a first or second language. I do care if it's a first or second language, but if it's even if it's a second language and you're coming from some random country, I would prefer some random Somali refugee implying they can actually learn things, but some random talented 10th that comes over and knows English than some Asian superior master race that doesn't speak English. They just come over and speak Chinese.
Yeah, or they just act like an absolute idiot, and like I was saying, they make weird noises and sign language and just go, no English.
Well, just no. Oh, sorry. No. This is you just bring out the Wikipedia page for Australia. It's national language English.
No, bring up the Wikipedia page for Australia, edit it in front of their face, and say, Australia, national tagline, fuck off, we're full. Yeah,
all this stuff from fuck off, we're full, and love it or leave it, and stuff like that. That's small. It's not small, but it isn't supported in the politics. The average Australian probably does have views like that. If you go to, or the average, when I say average Australian, if you go to a build site, or you go to a pub and you you ask some random person, what's your feeling on the amount of Chinese people in Sydney? They'd probably say, I don't really like it. if they weren't trying to be really politically correct, then they'd probably just say, I don't really like it. I'd prefer if there were less of them or something like that.
Yeah, I think again that view would be mirrored as soon as you get out of the major cities. People are going to think the same thing.
Like even in major cities, they're either all like lefty communist. Because I mean, major cities are pretty much it's either it's lots of business and universities. It's all just leftists.
Yeah, there's no hope for
Like
Australian
teach you how to be
universities.
leftists.
And
Yeah,
cheeks and leftists. And
I mean,
it's like,
considering like the main universities people go to are in Sydney or Melbourne, and a couple and I think like Brisbane and maybe one in South Australia, but I don't know. But the main ones I know of that people go to are Sydney and Melbourne. And Melbourne is just I don't understand how it like exists because it is just so goddamn like it is like basically like California but in Australia.
I don't know how.
Less hot.
I don't know how and when it got so bad. Honestly, like I missed that because I know now. Well, that for the past couple of years, it's been horrible down there. Like I've specifically avoided that city as much as I may have liked it when I was younger and before I knew about all these things. But no, it is mini California, complete with protests.
Things like when you're remembering things like from when you're younger, it's hard to tell whether it's like you thought it was better just because you didn't like if you saw if you were at a street and all the restaurants were like Asian food and things like that, whether you would think that's like whether you wouldn't care, whether you wouldn't mind about that, or whether it just was better.
Actually, speaking of restaurants, it just reminds me of cities as well and how all this multi-culti ethnic food, how you have Asians, like an exclusively Asian-run Turkish restaurant or something like that, and just
like Sydney's the only place where you can go. There's like kebab shops are usually set up by Turkish immigrants because it's like the one thing they know how to do, and it's they just like people buy them because it's it's 3 a.m. I need my kebab run.
How do they pass a health inspector check if the place is full of cockroaches? Yeah, multi-culti.
Like Sydney's the only place where you get it's a kebab shop run by Asians.
Yeah, I don't know, and that's my mental cue to steer clear of that place because you're guaranteed going to be doing like aqua shit for the next few days with a dodgy kebab like that.
Like, I mean, normal kebabs are made from mystery meat, but I mean, Asian kebabs are made from like dog. So
I was going to say that.
Don't worry, it's 100% halal.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually this is something that I have witnessed, and it's at a lot of grocery stores within the past few months, even adding halal sections. And I know that this is prevalent in other countries. The United Kingdom, I've heard, and I'm guessing America, but again, I don't know for sure. But definitely here, I have seen a lot of halal sections in Coles mainly, and obviously you do your duty. You put your pork in there and you leave. And
yeah, you just put some ham in there. Or, like it's even better if you go to the deli and say, could I just get a handful of the ham there? You get the packet, open it in the store, and just throw it on top.
Yeah, and then they have to clear the whole shelf and clean it out because muzzies won't go near it.
If you want to get your special food, all you need to do is just lift the ham off, put it somewhere else, and then you're fine.
Yeah, well, but no, this triggers me because it's like
if anyone supports or they don't support halal, but they're fine with kosher, then that's just as bad.
You know how if I were to be the one responsible for stocking that shelf and putting the halal shit out on it, that would make me so furious. I would probably lose my job because I'd be so rustled I'd do something that would have serious repercussions, and it'd probably end in like an armed siege at a Coles or something. But
Sorry, I just lost that train. I thought that was I'm gonna say something that I forgot.
oh, oh,
Uh,
low energy.
yeah, sorry. It's like Jeb Golden Boy.
Please clap.
It's weird, like if you're looking back at old political, well, it doesn't even need to be that old. Videos about like the American political cycle. I think like during the early primaries, but like they're all Jeb, Jeb is, he's Bush can't lose. He's gonna get the primary and then he's gonna win. We're gonna have. I doubt that he would even beat. Like, he would like barely even beat Bernie. He probably wouldn't even beat like Egg McMuffin.
Nothing beats an Egg McMuffin. But he was the low energy mama's little president. That's what he always was.
Yeah, like, he wasn't even that memorable. The only like memorable things he did was be like irrelevant.
Be
like,
a cuck.
Yeah, it's like the fastest irrelevancy of all like people in the primary. Like even like I wouldn't be surprised if like more people like ended up supporting like by the end of the primary if more people were supporting like Rand Paul than they were the fucking Yeb.
Well, there's no need to remind everybody that Rand Paul got more votes than Johnson in the Electoral College.
Yeah.
Like, what a great way to end the year. Fucking Gary Johnson.
Was it Rand or Ron Paul that got the votes?
Oh no.
I mean, I prefer Ron. Like Ron Paul was better, but he's older.
It was Ron Paul. It was.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think I must have misheard you.
Yeah, well, Rand Paul is Ron Paul's son. I'm fairly sure. I'm second guessing myself, but I think he's Ron Paul's son, but he like cucked really badly at the start of the thing.
Yeah.
Start of the primary. So
it's
the people
obvious.
that would have voted for him that were like the most of the libertarians that voted for Ron Paul are now in the alt-right. Or like they created the alt-right because I think most of the people in TRS they either didn't vote or they voted for Ron Paul.
So it's obvious that the Skypes don't want us looking at Ron Paul's website. You look up Ron Paul and the second result on Google, Ron Paul's own website, it says this site may be hacked. Do you think it was the Russians?
It's fake news.
RonPaul.com, fake news.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to look at it now for shits and giggles. A future of freedom and prosperity. What is this? This is fake news. His outspoken position against any
there is no
legislation
future of freedom and prosperity
that would violate the Constitution earned him the nickname Dr. No. See, I didn't know that. That's cool. But anyway, so what do you want to talk about now?
I don't know. Kind of go over like I'm trying to think of like the major happenings in 2016, but there's just so many of them.
Well, we never personally covered Brexit. I mean, we had the article on Brexit, but so I mean, do you want to cover that, or just get started with that and see where it takes us?
Brexit was pretty much the first major. I mean, there was like happenings and things beforehand that were just like terrorist attacks, but it was the first thing that was voted in by the public, and it showed that like their countries aren't as cucked.
Funny, isn't it?
When I stood here 10 years ago, when I proposed that I wanted to get the UK to leave the European Union, you all laughed at me. Well, now I look around, nobody's laughing now, are they? I think Farage, he has not lost his energy at all. Like, he's still so high energy. And I think that I do agree that I can't remember if I already said this, but Brexit was probably the first biggest white pill of 2016, and I just remember, watching it as it happened, and it was amazing to see the tables finally turned against.
I personally didn't. I really hoped it would pass, but I was thinking it probably won't. And then at the start of the things, it was Remain was leading by a sizable percentage margin, but not really that many votes have been counted. But then, all of a sudden, Leave just boosted up, and it just stuck there for until they won.
Yeah, just I actually felt, I would say, I felt more nervous about Brexit than I did about the Trump's election, because I knew that Trump was going to win. I had no doubt. Thanks to meme magic, thanks to Keck, thanks to that glorious 7777777 get, Trump will win. That did it for me.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers don't lie.
No, actually, when have they ever been wrong? I don't think they have. Of course, I'm still waiting for the 7999999 get to come true, which was Hillary will burn at the stake for her crimes and niggers will cease to exist. But I think, honestly, if we wanted to recap 2016, I would say it was defined by, number one, this the resurgence of the spirit of the white male, in that we're actually coming back and standing up against the left, and even though not a lot of difference has been made yet, we're actually getting into place and forming
the alt-right's been called out by the leader of political parties, and in the news, it's no longer what I would call a fringe movement. It's just it's no longer just anime virgins in their mother's basement or whatever that guy on the news said.
Yeah, the thing is, the major symbolic thing about it is that we're powerful enough for them to name us, which is, that's a good sign for us, and it's that, that name genuinely causes them fear, because all they've been able to do is lash out against it with this potent hatred of their own, as we see.
The only thing they've managed to do is just saying, oh, they're not, just call them what they really are. They're just Nazis.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the trick on the main difference between the alt-right and the conservative right is that if a conservative gets called a racist or a fascist, he'll go out of his way to say that he's not, and he'll disavow anyone that he thinks is more extreme than he is. Whereas the alt-right, it's just if you're called if you get called a Nazi or a racist or a fascist, most people are fascists.
They tend to just own it.
So they just say, yes, sure, I am racist, and here's the proof. This is why I'm racist.
Yeah, or exactly. I think the alt-right could probably just be summed up by we're a movement who actually I think it's founded on arguments and actually knowing your shit, whereas a lot of people actually, conservatives and liberals alike, it's just last year was the year of my feelies, as opposed to,
it was a very if you wanted to be more a news broadcaster, they'd say it was a very divisive year. There were a lot of more people went to extremes. Like it's like the country split more, or like there were more people coming out as like more right wing. Like if they voted for Trump, that was more right wing than like any other political candidate has been in recent history.
Yeah, then all
And he
this,
won, so that's bad.
this fucking negress ham beasts like, if y'all voted for Trump, I'm gonna come and hunt you down and kill you.
These are the people that are trying to fucking ban guns, and now that it's like, oh no, if Trump doesn't win, then there's going to be an uprising of the Nazi right, and they're going to take over, they're going to kill everyone. And then, like, when Trump wins, it's just, oh no, this can't be happening. I'm going to Cal exit.
My marshmallows and my therapy dogs and my Play-Doh.
I'm going to break out the shovel.
Oh, ooh. I've seen
No,
videos of that.
that's too edgy. Dogs are the last bastion of implicit white identity.
Yeah, don't niggas hate dogs? And Muslims too?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it takes effort to like train a dog to like listen to like when you call their name and they like, look over to you. That takes like you need to actually like do it. Like, you need to know how to train them. And I don't think they're actually like I don't know whether they got the mental capacity.
They don't have the agency. No. I think, yeah, you're perfectly right. And honestly, you know, I think it's better for the dogs as well. You know, that's that way some poor dog doesn't have to learn to answer being called fucking Jaquan. And, like, it just lives off licking chicken bones dry.
You lick it dry and then you like break it in half and then you just or crush it up into a paste and eat that.
Suck the marrow out.
Yeah. No, you deep fry the marrow.
Ah. That's nasty.
Your chicken wangs. Break Kool-Aid.
Extra crispy.
Deep frying watermelon and the water and oil just spurts in your face and you get 3rd-degree burns, but it doesn't matter because it was extra crispy. And grape Kool-Aid flavored oil.
Grape drank. Sipping on lean. But what I was going to say a couple of minutes ago, until we kind of really got off topic again, we're good at that, was that it was also the year that the left actually started to swear by the Constitution, which I think is probably one of the most hilarious and largest acts of their mental gymnastics. Like, I think as a whole...
What was the guy's name that, like, I don't know, was the father of a Gold Star, it was a Gold Star family or whatever, that came out as, like held the Constitution?
I'm
just thinking of, like, what's that Muzzy's name? And I'm just, like, thinking Sadiq Khan, but that's the wrong one. I mean, they are all the same.
What is this? Gold Star father. I can't see anything.
I think I might actually.
See, I don't remember this.
It is.
Oh, wait a minute. Gold Star family that took on Donald Trump. Was it in August?
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was one of them. I can't find it, but
Kazir Khan?
During some event or whatever. Yeah, Kazir Khan. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he came out and like pulled out a constitution. So,
Donald Trump, you're asking Americans to trust you with their future. Let
I know
me
this guy. I
ask
bought a
you,
pot of chicken off him last week.
have
He does the same.
He's got like the same like a rolled up, like it's not rolled up, but like America.
Death to America.
Like they can't pronounce soft consonants.
No. And
Like,
he does the
just
same.
Say ah.
It's like he takes his cues from a bongo when he talks. He does his, his finger thing and his hand, like. Apparently, he stuttered so much during his farewell speech. Like that probably would have made it.
Watch that just to, like, I'll try count how many ifs he says.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to see if there's a highlight reel.
Supercut of Obama saying if.
Watch highlights on time.com. Nah.
I don't want to give them clicks.
Pardon?
It'd be good if, like, I don't know, create like a Twitter bot or something that just follow.
If I had told you 8 years ago that America would reverse the Great Recession, reboot our auto industry.
Reboot the auto industry, huh?
Yeah, by sending all the, like, the Ford plants to Mexico.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what? No way. Trump's gonna absolutely... I don't know. I can't keep track of all their flawed arguments that they make, but I'm fairly sure they thought that he'd somehow single-handedly destroy the auto industry, but that was Obama. And hasn't Trump already made deals about with
I think that
General
destroyed
Motors?
the auto industry. It was making it, like, cheaper to just do the work overseas rather than, okay, if you're going to be building a factory in another country and then exporting the cars from that country to America, then I'm just going to put a tariff on you, and then it will be more expensive.
Yeah.
Or you have the opposite and have tax breaks if you're doing work in America.
I know. How about what we do? This is only a 2-minute video. What we can do is we can commentate this. But anyway, I'll resume.
We need free trade, though.
Yeah, and a free market. But as long as the child consents.
Yeah.
And unleash the longest stretch of job creation in our history.
Is he talking about his past 8 years, or
I think he's talking about, like, Trump's last, like, 2 weeks.
Is he talking about the next 10,000 years of the Trumpenreich?
Yeah.
I think he is.
The God Emperor never dies.
Like, he's really building hype for Trump by talking about all these things that Trump will do.
If I had told you that we would open up a new chapter with the Cuban people, shut down Iran's nuclear weapons program without...
What's this about the Cubans? Do you know anything about that?
No idea.
Nah.
Firing a shot. Take out the mastermind of 9/11.
Take out the mastermind of 9/11 after, and then, like, not take out ISIS.
Yeah, take out the mastermind.
Take out the mastermind of 9/11 and then create a replacement.
It's like, oh, look, he's dead. Trust us, he's dead, okay? Yeah, no, we don't have the body. He's, out fucking sleeping with the fishes, It's like, yeah, problem solved, alright? We don't have to do anything about it anymore. Now we don't have to talk about Islamic terrorists anymore.
If I had told you that we would win marriage equality and secure...
What is this fag shit?
Probably one of the darkest points of his entire presidential term was when they passed that shit in the Supreme Court. And I mean, it's disappointing that Trump doesn't plan to repeal that, but I suppose,
I think that's a bit too far. I don't think it's. I think that and the, like, fag marriage is going to be is going to be law for until the great fascist uprising day of the road.
Yeah, I just think Trump does have more important things to deal with than, fine, just if you can get to work, fixing the country and actually undoing everything else that Obama did, then, I don't know, let them all pause each other and then round them up.
The right to health insurance for another 20 million of our fellow citizens.
Right to health insurance if you pay for it. But, it was something like Obamacare, like it was rising in price.
Yeah.
Like some states by like up to like 100-something%, like doubling in rates. Or
Well, yeah, it's like we gave them the right to.
you're giving them a right to have a single health insurance provider, and you have to pay for it. It's not a right if you're forced to do it.
Yeah, we gave them the right to pay for health insurance, and we also gave them the right to get charged like over $1,000. Is it a month or something like that? Because all the premiums went up insane amounts of money last year. But, you know, it's a success. Like, it's free healthcare. Like, socialism wins again.
Do they not realize that if you pay for something, it's not free?
No.
If I had told y'all that, you might have said,
I told you all that.
Now hold up.
If.
Now hold up. If you be saying that we was president and shit.
Whoa. Hold up. Eats chicken. Holy. So you were saying imports migrants. Whoa. Alright, whoa. Passes executive orders. So you were saying that we was president and shit?
our sights were set a little too high. In 10 days, the world will witness a hallmark of our democracy.
The hallmark.
It's nice to know that Obama also doesn't support democracy. I'm sure he's a closet fascist like us.
The hallmark of democracy being America finally getting rid of this fuckwit.
The hallmark of democracy is that you will eventually lose.
Exactly.
The hallmark is that they didn't import enough Mexicans.
But here's how Bernie can still win.
No.
He did it!
The peaceful transfer of power from one freely elected president to the next.
Yeah,
right.
What about it?
So he forgot that for the past couple of weeks, actually for the past month now, they've been peddling their Russian hacking narrative. But no, he was freely elected. Pick a side.
Ooh.
God.
It's like the SPLC where they did something about, I can't remember what it was for, but I think it was like some episode of some podcast. It might have been Fascination, but or something involving lampshades, I think. But because they mentioned
lampshades?
Yeah, I think they had something about between two lampshades. I'm pretty sure because someone they had an interview or whatever with Richard Spencer, I think. But that's not really important. It's more that SPLC had something on saying, between two lampshades. It's a reference to the World War II myth of Nazis using Jewish skin for lampshades. So the SPLC pointed out that it's a myth. We can do. It's no longer offensive, so you can just use it.
The perfect lampshade. Lampshade.
Lampshades out of baby skin.
What is that one from? Schindler's List.
It's from a No, it's from a Holocaust because it actually happened. It's from a Holocaust survivor, on a documentary.
Lampshades out of baby skin.
It was
Why
the
would you
same.
make lampshades out of the baby skin? It's going to be softer, and so it's going to be you don't want soft leather. You want it to be firm.
I was just
and there's going to
thinking.
be less skin.
Less skin, exactly.
You wouldn't be able to get a whole lampshade out of it.
Yeah, I know.
If you get it from an adult person, you could probably make an entire lampshade out of their back.
Yeah, look, any experienced lampshade manufacturer is going to tell you that babies have a terrible skin yield.
Yeah. You could maybe use because babies are more they've got a high percentage of fat and like other people just because they have, and they've got the special like baby fat. So you could make good soap from them, but instead of soap, you went with skin.
Soap and lampshades. Cook juice to make soap.
Oh. Wrong one. Ah!
Jewish soap.
But it's from those same documentaries where they're like, yeah, so they had all these soaps had an initial carved into them and it meant pure Jewish fat, but they couldn't even remember like the order of letters on the soap, but they can remember how many times they were personally gassed.
Yeah.
Back to a bongo.
For the past 25 years, you have not only been my wife and mother of my children, you have been my best friend.
Friend zoned.
For the past 25 years, so they had gay marriage for that long? Brock and Michael Obama.
You took on a role you didn't ask for, and you made it your own, with grace and with grit and with style.
Yeah, you turned first lady into first man.
Yeah, how progressive.
And Barack Obama gets the honorary position of first bitch. He's crying at this point of the video, by the way.
And good humor.
Yep. Dramatic close-up shot, drying his eye with a hanky.
Malia and Sasha, under the strangest of circumstances, you have become two amazing young women. Of all that I have done in my life, I am most proud to be your dad.
Wasn't one of them like caught smoking weed though?
Wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised.
there's like video of them twerking.
No, that's... Just let them
Google's
be
gonna
niggas.
Goog, I guess.
Yeah. Seems like most of this highlight reel is just padded out with applause.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Why is he saying yes we can after they were supposed to do it? Like, surely it'd be better for like yes we did.
Except they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, who could forget the epic roast? You know, Michelle Obama. You know, we wanted to raise our children to have hope, and you know, Barack was like the father figure that America could go to, like a baby that hurts itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's even better because now they've got two father figures.
Yeah, now they've got Trump and Pence. Except,
Yes, we can. Thank you. God bless you.
I find that funny that it include that at the end, because he's a Muslim. Do you think he would have said inshallah or something like that if his teleprompter broke?
Then you say tuck bear and detonate.
Oh, god damn it. Alright, you win. Comment of the day. But yeah, so I guess this video now brings us into the realm of the current year, aka 2017. And I think now what we should talk about is Meryl Streep.
Oh yeah. She was in like movies, I think.
Yeah, the only thing I've seen her in was The Devil Wears Prada, and that was a terrible movie.
Why did you say that? Wasn't that sort of like 40-year-old women?
Yeah,
Like pretty much all of the movies.
I had to watch it with someone. you don't have a choice. And I mean, I caught bits of it because I was shitposting most of the time, but it's still a very unpleasant situation. Like you need to be in a good vibe, like a good kind of environment for shitposting.
Yeah, like I don't know, foreigners might know, but shitposting, whilst it comes off naturally, it takes effort.
Yeah.
You need to be in the right
Zone.
frame. You need to be in the right mindset.
You need to be in the
shitpost mindset.
Yeah, you need to be in the orangutan outlook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is it? The primordial perspective, as it were. God, those are great. So anyway.
Of its thoughts.
Alright. So yeah, let's talk about Meryl Streep, huh? At least she's in hot water about it, which is a very good thing.
Yeah, from what I understood, I thought like movie awards were supposed to be about awards for like people that were in movies, not about politics.
Yeah, I know. But the best thing to come out of that night, I think, was Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn. You've seen that, right?
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh.
Like he's just like lying on the table, just like, oh god damn that.
Race for when?
I mean, you could talk about, you could get I don't know, Pauline Hanson or whatever for PM, or Bob Catter, but I mean Mel Gibson for PM.
Oh, that'd be. I don't know about that. I mean, it would
I've
be
never,
better than Turnbull.
what did he?
but-
Like, yeah, it's more just he. I think at like one point he like questioned like something about Jews, and then that was, oh no,
Oi,
oh no,
via.
you can't say that.
Kicked out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
But of course, so Meryl Streep, basically, the lowdown on this, if you haven't heard about it, is she had a bitch about him supposedly mocking a disabled reporter. And,
This was like half a year ago, and he wasn't even doing it on purpose.
yeah. So,
She could have picked like anything else, like she could have picked like Trump's like the people that he's chosen for his team. Say, oh, why did you pick all of these like CEOs for the thing? I thought you were supposed to drain the swamp. Haha, good. Like that would be like, at least she's basing it off facts rather than
haha, swamp status, pay to play. Drumpf, BTFO, XD, how does it feel, Drumplings?
I don't get it. Why would Russia need to hack the election? If they wanted to get like control over the US political scheme, they should have just donated to Clinton.
Exactly. Of course, they wouldn't admit that because, again, it's about, oh my god, how terrible that he would ever hack us. Like, Putin personally hacked me, and it's not, obviously, it's never been about what was in the emails because no one even cared about that before the Russian hacking narrative came out.
Do they realize that, like, a new shock story? It turns out that even if Russians hack your data, even if Russians like hack your information, it's still correct.
Still true, yeah.
Yeah, they're not saying that this information is that like Russia hate. If they could have said that like Russia faked the leaks rather than they hacked them, because it'd be much easier it'd be like much more feasible rather than like hacking like voting machines is like basically impossible because they're either all air gapped or they're not even digital.
They dug this hole for themselves, especially when, had Clinton and during the second presidential debate, she's like, just go fact check on my website. What everything Trump is saying is false.
She could have just said like fact check on any like media site, because that's basically all covering for Clinton anyway. But
yeah.
it would have been less fishy than like go on my website.
That's completely...
She doesn't even know how to shield for herself correctly.
I'm a shill for Hill now. But
yes, like I'm cruise missile.
I guess I'm an Egg McMuffin now. But so I actually know a bit of context on this supposed mocking of the disabled reporter, but so I'll just read a bit of this article first. In her speech, Streep made mention of the disabled reporter Mr. Trump mocked at a rally last year, saying, "It kind of broke my heart when I saw it, and I still can't get it out of my head." Basically, what really happened was, and this is something that I've seen a couple of videos of, he was doing it to imitate, well, it's like the way he imitates someone who's flustered. And apparently, this said reporter, he and Trump hadn't actually had any contact for 16 years. It was actually back when, I think it was back during 9/11, or even before that. But I think it had something to do with 9/11, and when Trump was discussing how he was at one of his rallies, he was discussing how he could see in New Jersey when the towers came down, he could see that all these Arabs were cheering as the towers fell, or something like that. And that was originally published by this said reporter in 2001, and there were police reports as well, because they were called to investigate that kind of behavior in the streets by all the Arabs there. So that's what they were doing. And basically this guy was then approached by, I think it was the New York Times or something like that, to alter his story and republish it to invalidate what Trump was saying. But and so Trump talking about it, but he couldn't remember who this guy was. He was just, oh, the establishment's fucking, changing it to make me look bad. So he did those hand motions, and they turned that into him mocking the disabled reporter. Even though, when you think about it, how the fuck would he remember one random reporter being who he is from 15, 16 years ago, and remember that he's disabled?
No, that's just because Trump's an evil Nazi.
But so that, I think, if I remember correctly, that was some of the backstory on that. And I just, that's the power of misinformation and fake news. It's like it's actually, first this a couple of days ago, and Trump refuted that, and what he said was, Meryl Streep, one of the most overrated actresses in Hollywood, doesn't know me, but attacked me last night at the Golden Globes. She's a Hillary flunky who lost big. For the 100th time, I never mocked a disabled reporter, would never do that, but simply showed him grovelling when he totally changed a 16-year-old story that he'd written in order to make me look bad, which is very more dishonest media. So, you actually have that a couple of days ago, and then, to completely, it's like, they're absolutely throwing anything and everything that they can get out at the moment, and already this has been completely forgotten because of Pissgate. You there?
Yeah, sorry, I was just, I don't know, I haven't seen any of the videos about it. I don't really care about what some lefty has to say about the president-elect and how he's, I don't know, you mocked someone a while ago. It's like the worst thing they had to say was like the grab her by the pussy, which he said, like, he didn't even say it, like, it was in private conversation. I don't think he even knew he was being recorded. Yeah. And it was like 20 years ago.
I remember
it wasn't even that bad. He didn't say like anything about a specific person. He just said, when you're powerful, people women like you because women like people that are powerful. Or rich and powerful.
And that, you have a power over them when you're rich and affluent, and therefore you get away with doing that. But anyway, apparently, I remember when the whole Trump tapes thing first broke out, there was a bit of, some people thought that those tapes were actually illegally obtained, because if it was recorded in California may have two-party consent laws for recording, in which case the video would be completely illegal. But of course, the moment you bring that up, they're like, oh, well, it doesn't matter how I got it, it matters what's inside it. But that doesn't apply to the emails, does it?
No, but Trump's evil, guys.
We don't like him. But, so, anyway, yeah, let's talk about Pissgate. And this, I think, is this is funny on one hand, but so sad on another. And I'll talk about the funny side first. Basically, I've been doing my own little reading about this, and supposedly this story originated on 4chan last November. Somebody planted the seeds of a supposedly discovered tape that the Russians are using to keep Donald Trump hostage with, and it's of him getting pissed on by prostitutes in Moscow. And so basically, this anon sent to Rick Wilson, I think. This fella's name through Twitter sent it to Rick Wilson, who forwarded it on to no one other than Egg McMuffin. And then Egg McMuffin sends it on to intelligence officials, and they hang on to this, 4chan lays low, even though they probably know about it, or had forgotten about it, but all the screen caps are coming up now of how it was orchestrated from inside. Like, 4chan's literally become a shadow government.
Yeah, man, you shitpost hard enough and you can, like, in 2006 pranks, I don't know, pool has been closed due to AIDS. 2016 pranks Donald Trump as new president.
Yeah, I know, and I used to, when I was first getting into Chan, we'll call it Chan culture, I guess, but when I was first getting into that, I thought the kind of shit they used to do was hilarious, but the kind of power that shitposting actually has, it's insane. And like, when you awaken a chaos god with numbers, haha. But, alright, so we've got some footage. I don't know which video is which because I didn't name them, but these are clips, I think, from Fox News.
The FBI.
Yeah, wrong one. Shit. Yeah, clips from Fox News of the legendary Donald Trump press conference, and I'll just play this for you all now.
As far as BuzzFeed, which is a failing pile of garbage, writing it, I think they're going to suffer the consequences. They already are. And as far as CNN going out of their way to build it up, and by the way, we just found out I was coming down. Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen is a very talented lawyer. He's a good lawyer in my firm. It was just reported that it wasn't this Michael Cohen they were talking about. So all night long, it's Michael Cohen. I said, I want to see your passport. He brings his passport to my office. I say, hey, wait a minute. He didn't leave the country. He wasn't out of the country. They had Michael Cohen of the Trump Organization was in Prague. It turned out to be a different Michael Cohen. It's a disgrace what took place. It's a disgrace. And I think they ought to apologize to start with Michael Cohen.
Sir, since you're attacking us, can you give us a question?
Go ahead.
No, Mr. President-elect.
Go ahead.
Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
Since you are attacking
No,
our news
not you.
organization,
Not you.
can you give us a chance?
Your organization
You are
is
attacking
terrible.
our news organization.
Your organization
Can you give
is
us a
terrible.
chance
Let's
to
go.
ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can
Quiet.
you state,
Quiet.
Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
Can you state
She's asking
categorically,
a question.
Mr.
Don't be rude.
President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You're
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you
No,
give
I'm
us
not
a
going to give you a
question?
question. I'm not going to give you a
Can
question.
you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
Go ahead.
can you state categorically that nobody... No, Mr. President...
So, today was the day that CNN was utterly blown the fuck out by Trump. Right. You still there? He's not there. Shit. We've lost Infinite Zero. He's transported to the Shadow Realm.
Sorry, I'm here. Someone walked in. I muted the microphone.
Oh, right. See, I just made comments about how you disappeared to the Shadow Realm. Now I feel like a bit of an idiot. But, did you hear any of that?
Yeah, I heard it all. It's just,
right, okay. Never mind.
I'd
then.
only seen small amounts. It's just like...
Like, it's
I don't know.
glorious. That ending.
That was amazing. It's just like, no, I'll take questions, but not from you. Your organization is terrible.
You are fake news. BuzzFeed is a steaming pile of garbage. And also, I don't know if I could verify these emails. Like, in turn, these emails that I saw going around were saying that BuzzFeed knew that the information in this release that was forwarded on from Egg McMuffin was not verified, and apparently it was not a good idea to report it, according to one of the editors. but they went and published it anyway. So they knew that it was, well, I'm going to say they knew that it was fake because they know everything they do is fake, but they got played like a damn fiddle by 4chan, it seems.
I think they were just hoping that no one would look it up.
Inspection was nothing but a smoke explosions. They played us like a damn fiddle!
So yeah, and that is the story of how they're really trying to slander Trump. We're actually 9 days out, well 10 in American time, but 9 days out from the inauguration, and they bring up the mocking disabled reporter and the Pissgate. Although
surely if like something this would have happened, then they would. I mean, it's not like Trump like came out of nowhere in 2015. Or he was like a very successful businessman and was a well-known public figure like all through the 80s and 90s and 2000s.
Yeah,
why
but the thing is,
why didn't it come out then?
The thing
like,
is, it's
surely his competitors would want to bring that out if it happened. But
it's come to light only since he's won the election that he was actually controlled opposition. Basically the Russians set him up to win because Hillary was too smart to win, and so he was their lackey, and they keep him in check with this so-called tape that apparently doesn't exist. And also, what was really funny, and I know this doesn't really have a whole lot of importance, but there was a bit of bait that I saw going around on poll for a while, and it was people were saying that BuzzFeed actually posted a screenshot from this supposed tape that exists, and it looked like Trump, but it was actually it got spread around before people actually realized it was a cut of one of the frames from Kanye West's famous video where he's got a bunch of people in bed, like it's a degenerate video, but he's got like a wax figurine of Donald Trump in there, and they were going on about how BuzzFeed used that, and it was hilarious when everyone found out.
I mean, do you expect the current year media to actually do research? And
Yeah.
oh no, yeah, this picture looks alright. It kind of incriminates him. Just write it like a news story. Daily reminder: Trump's still racist, evil Nazi man.
Yeah, I mean, is that I'm sorry. That's actually a good point that you make, because we've now seen on Twitter only recently that people are responding and saying this is now the first day of socialist America. Go and hug your families, be with your families. It's time, because it's the end of free speech. This is
I
socialist.
thought they wanted socialist America.
Yeah, so at Patton Oswalt, and just like that, Trump isn't funny anymore. That press conference was terrifying. We're fucked. Go be with your families. Hoard food.
It's happening.
Ian Fahey. This is legit the most shaken up I've been since election night.
Literally shaking.
Which I guess is pretty white dude to me, but still, like...
Are you freaking kidding me?
Well, damn it. Of course, they're now actually as well having a go at him for trivializing the Holocaust, because he said about this fake news is like this video leak as well. He said intelligence agencies should never have allowed this fake news to leak into the public. One last shot at me. Are we living in Nazi Germany? And of course, someone's just going to come along and they'll say this. In 140 characters, he compared American intelligence agencies to Nazis, called himself a target, and asked whether his travails were comparable to those victims of Adolf Hitler.
No, he didn't. He said that the agencies were like. He didn't do it. He just said that the agency should like actually research the news.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they can get away with like literally being Nazis, and the moment they get called out on it, I mean, it's actually funny
No,
because
it'd be fine if they were being Nazis. They're being Lugenpress.
yeah, it's funny because sorry, it's just I'm trying to say things, but they're not coming out the way I want them to. The thing is, like, I don't know if any of them were ready for him to turn around and call them Nazis, as opposed to, him being called a Nazi, like, oh, we're going to round up all the gays and Muslims and Latinos and into concentration camps.
You're gonna get Mike Pence on them.
Yeah. Oh man, that was probably one of my favourite memes of 2016. I think Mike Pence and Donald.
Yeah.
The delegates, Donald.
Skelligates.
Do you think anything could stand between the delegates and me and my 40,000 strong army of Skelligates? Are you ready for my forbidden technique, Trump? Yeah, I should probably dump all of my delegates memes that I've got onto the site. 'Cause, I mean, they're no good anymore. They have no value.
Yeah, that's a problem. I saved a lot of memes about the election. Like, I know, all of my Egg McMuffin memes are pointless because he's completely irrelevant. And like Golden Boy Yap ones.
Oh, he's not irrelevant just yet. Egg McMuffin. He's the one who got this whole Pissgate thing started. Remember? Well, not really, but he got it spread.
But I mean, all of my Jeb pictures.
Yeah, all of my cruise pictures and all of my and my huge 2016 presidential and
or even like the Clinton pictures. Like, they're like pretty much pointless now.
When your mum says, "That's all right, sweetie, you'll always be my little president." Oh, and so many fucking Bernie memes that I've got are gone. Like, they're useless now.
Yeah, it's like the meme market has crashed. I forgot to pull out.
I'm so mad I just donated $200.
Half of my Bernie ones is just like a low-res picture of Bernie Sanders' face and then no refunds.
Yeah, I think Bernie Sanders is a relic of history, but no refunds will live on. God, these are great. Cuckold 2 Electric Boogaloo. Oh, and all those guys with the Bernie onesies and the burnout tattoos and the Bernie pillows and everything like that. What should we do with them?
Ovens and helicopter rides.
Yeah. Or how about we crisp them up and then throw them out of a helicopter
Yeah.
into like a pit of salt.
But they already have enough salt.
Well, I mean, you say that, but then have they already been flayed alive and rolled in salt yet? Have you seen the gif of Bernie running through the mall, but someone's added the bags of money to his hands? That's brilliant.
It's almost as bad as Jill Stein's recount effort.
Oh man, I'd already forgotten about that. I mean, I know we covered it, but
like electoral, like I don't even know what she said. It's like the money was for a recount. Yeah, I mean Stein. It's not like I expected anything else. But
yeah, I know.
We'll use the money for the recount, and then all the leftover stuff we'll use to make sure that like electoral fraud or whatever. So it's going towards like an electoral fraud beach house.
Yeah. Oh no, voter integrity beach house.
Yeah, but that was it. Voter integrity. That was the
How
buzzword.
many effing Jews?
You know, she should take all the donations and
Back to Israel.
Yep.
just go back, you kike. Oh, I don't have any sound bites of Jill Stein. I don't even know what her voice sounds like. That's weird. I mean, we should post about her enough.
I know. I can't really think of anything. I know all the events that have happened. I mean, the main one was the, Obongo's goodbye speech. But
Yeah. There was that. There was.
I'm sure there were like happenings and stuff that, because I mean, we've been like at least 3 weeks since recording the previous one. So I know there's a lot of happenings that we haven't recorded, but
Were there any more terror attacks?
probably. But
Like, I'm having trouble remembering it all. Not because I haven't been paying
that was
attention.
the one at
just
the Berlin Christmas market that we didn't do.
yeah.
Like since then, but
Oh,
I think that's
no,
like
we
the
did
only
talk
main-
about that. We did, remember, in week 6, the week that didn't end up happening.
I think half of the episodes we've recorded don't exist.
Yeah, I know, we have to do something about that, and we have to actually get regular.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe we shouldn't have put weekly in the podcast name.
well, it was our intention. I mean, I can't help that our title is now fake news.
Yeah,
But honestly, I think those were the major happenings of the past couple of weeks, and they all happened pretty recently. I honestly, I know that this has been covered to death. Like, that's probably why I didn't think of it until just now. But the black people, tying up the autistic kid, that happened as well.
oh yeah, that kidnapping.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I could say about that. It's just dogs barking, but I know it's horrible that it happened, but I didn't expect anything else from them.
Yeah. Although, are they actually being tried for hate crimes?
I think they actually have been, which is shocking.
And speaking of hate crimes now, Dylan Roof got sentenced to death on for hate crimes. I think he's historically the first person to be sentenced to death based on a hate crime. Yeah, just fun little nugget
I think
fact.
he said he wanted to, he would want to be sentenced to death.
Yeah, I know he didn't want to claim insanity.
Yeah, because it's a Jewish invention.
Well, yeah, and we've spoken about that, and I kind of agree with him. Although, again, I don't think he did very much to further our cause. I don't even know if I'd call him alt-right, but he didn't help our image regardless.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless you're going to beat the world record, you're not going to get the new. Unless you're going to get the new high score, then
It's just
he's no Saint Anders Breivik, but
God, Anders is looking
He
old
did
now.
he did his best.
Yeah,
He's becoming a Nordic warrior.
he's becoming a sage.
He's casting wizard magic so powerful you wouldn't even understand.
That's why it's accelerated his aging. Do you think he's behind meme magic?
I think you've cracked it.
Oh God, Anders Breivik is Keck embodied.
He is the meme magician.
Well, yeah, I guess so. So anyway, if we don't have much else to talk about because we didn't do prep and we were lazy, do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just, I don't know, it's good to actually record an episode.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, and to whoever's listening as well, we did want to do shows over the new year, but just too much shit got in the way for us, so we weren't really able to. Like, either one of us was busy or the other, or even in some instances we were actually away from having any kind of internet for a while. And yeah, odds were stacked against us, but we are back and we're ready to actually, make our mark on the scene. And I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, that's all from me, and we'll see you next week sometime.
Alright, hopefully we'll actually record another episode in a week.
Yeah, anyway, Cecil.